Hello everyone, welcome to the Business English Podcast. Initially, I'd like to ask you, have you ever thought about how English can dramatically change your professional future?
Well, that is a great question indeed. No doubt about it. Learning English is more than just memorizing vocabulary. It's a crucial key to broadening your career options in today's global market.
Absolutely. You see, the world of international business is more connected than ever. That's exactly how I see it. Many top companies prefer candidates who can communicate in English effectively.
Precisely. People who speak English confidently tend to stand out in negotiations, presentations, and networking events. This is why our topic today is so important. Why learning English is key for business success.
Exactly. In this episode, we'll share reasons English is vital in business, plus some best practices to help you level up your skills. We'll also give you a few tips on how to use this knowledge in real-world settings.
Totally. And we'll outline our plan for today's session. First, we'll discuss why this topic matters. Then, we'll break it down into practical advice and offer lessons to boost your vocabulary and expressions.
Yes, and remember, output is essential. So please share your thoughts in the comments, like your own experiences or challenges. Let's all learn together and support each other.
Couldn't agree more. If you find this helpful, leave a like and subscribe. Let's get started with our topic, why learning English is key for business success.
All right, let's talk about why learning English is key for business success. You see, we live in a time when many deals and negotiations happen across borders. Companies seek employees who can communicate with partners or clients worldwide, often using English as their common language.
Exactly. In recent years, more multinational firms have adopted English as their official corporate language. Indeed, major organizations like Airbus, Nokia, and Renault use English for internal communication, even if their headquarters are in non-English speaking countries. This trend shows how crucial English skills are becoming.
Absolutely. This shift isn't just for written reports or emails. In fact, many business conferences, online meetings, and networking events are held in English. No doubt about it, being able to express your ideas clearly can help you gain trust and respect in international business settings.
That's right. Let me see. One typical example is a small startup expanding into new markets. If the team knows English, they can pitch to investors overseas or collaborate with development teams in different regions. This flexibility often results in greater innovation and problem-solving opportunities.
Exactly. Now, from a career standpoint, professionals with strong English abilities often earn higher salaries. Some research suggests that employees who are fluent in English may see more promotions and global roles. You nailed it. It's a real game changer for professional growth.
Couldn't agree more. Another thing to remember is that many leading business publications, such as the Wall Street Journal or Harvard Business Review, are published in English. Reading these resources can give you fresh perspectives, keep you updated on trends, and sharpen your critical thinking skills.
Indeed. By the way, if you want to form partnerships with companies abroad, English is usually the default language. I mean, even in regions where English isn't the mother tongue, people rely on it to build trust, close deals, and finalize contracts more smoothly.
Precisely. So thinking about best practices, I'd say consistent study and real-life application are vital. For instance, some professionals join cross-cultural teams or take part in international conferences to improve their language skills. This approach helps them learn industry-specific vocabulary and communicate with a wider audience.
Absolutely. And let's not forget how technology supports this trend. Tools like video conferencing apps or collaboration platforms, such as Slack or Microsoft Teams, require English for many global teams. Being proficient gives you a big advantage in using these platforms effectively.
No doubt about it. Another point is the power of networking. You're spot on that many professional groups and seminars are conducted in English. Joining these circles can introduce you to mentors, like-minded colleagues, and potential clients who can help accelerate your business or career progress.
That's exactly how I see it. Actually, it's easier than ever to find online courses or language exchange partners to practice with. With so many resources available, there's no excuse to ignore English if you're aiming for success in the global market.
You nailed it. So to summarize this section, learning English opens doors to better jobs, higher incomes, and expanded connections. It positions you as a valuable asset in any team. Precisely, that's why it's known as the language of international business.
Totally. To give a real-world example, many tech companies in places like Germany or Japan make English their project language. This way, they can collaborate with teams in the US or India without facing major communication barriers. That's how they stay competitive in a fast-paced market.
Indeed, another best practice is attending international trade fairs or exhibitions. These events usually run in English, and you can meet suppliers, distributors, or customers from around the globe. Basically, being able to converse with them opens up huge possibilities for partnerships and expansions.
All right, let's highlight 5 words and idioms from our chat. The first one is game changer. Basically, a game changer is something that has a big impact or influence, especially in business or technology. For example, strong English skills can be a real game changer for your career.
Exactly. Next, let's look at collaborate. It means to work together with someone toward a common goal. In business, you might collaborate with people from different departments or countries. Using it in a sentence, we plan to collaborate with our partners in Asia to develop new products.
Absolutely. The third word is headquarters. That refers to the main office or center of operations for a company. For instance, you could say, their headquarters is located in Paris, but they have branches worldwide. This term often appears in global business discussions.
Totally. Fourth, we have expand into new markets. This phrase means to reach new areas or consumer bases. Like, we aim to expand into new markets in South America next year. It highlights a company's desire to grow beyond its current region or industry.
Precisely. The fifth expression is no doubt about it. This is an informal way of showing strong agreement. You might say, English fluency helps you get better job offers. No doubt about it. It adds emphasis and confidence to your statement, which is useful in many conversations.
Indeed, these 5 examples, game changers, collaborate, headquarters, expand into new markets, and no doubt about it, came up in our discussion about the importance of English. Basically, try using them in your daily conversations or writing. That's exactly how you can build confidence and fluency step by step.
Also, remember to practice pronunciation. For instance, some learners say headquarters incorrectly. It should sound like headquarters. Paying attention to stress and intonation will help you sound more natural. Absolutely. Even small pronunciation tweaks can make you more understandable in business settings.
That's right. Another tip is to write example sentences using each word or phrase. You see, when you create personal examples, you can remember the terms more effectively. Couldn't agree more. Because connecting new vocabulary to real-life contexts truly reinforces your learning.
Precisely. And try using apps or websites to review them daily. Maybe pick one expression to focus on each day. Like, today I'll practice saying collaborate in a meeting. Repetition is key for long-term memory, so keep revisiting these words until they feel natural.
Exactly. So that wraps up our English Lesson 1. Basically, we've explored 5 terms from our earlier chat, plus a few learning strategies. Let's move on to more insights about applying English skills in practical, everyday business scenarios.
Let's move into the practical tips segment. So if you want to use English effectively in business, one key idea is to immerse yourself. That means surrounding yourself with English content, whether it's reading news, watching videos, or even switching your phone's language settings.
Yes, immersion is huge. Actually, it helps you pick up expressions and cultural nuances more naturally. Another great tip is to set specific goals. For instance, decide that in 6 months you'll confidently deliver a short presentation in English, or join a global team meeting.
Exactly. Making your goals measurable will keep you motivated. Couldn't agree more that tracking progress is important. You might record yourself speaking, then compare improvements after a few weeks. Also, consider writing emails or updates in English to build confidence in real business scenarios.
Totally. For day-to-day practice, you can watch short business news clips. By the way, try shadowing. That's where you listen to a news anchor or speaker and repeat right after them. You learn natural pronunciation, intonation, and timing. This technique helps you sound more professional.
Absolutely. Another practical approach is to join online communities or forums related to your industry. These might be LinkedIn groups or professional networks where English is commonly used. Asking questions, sharing ideas, and commenting on posts in English can build your skills and expand your connections.
Precisely. Another tip is using language apps that provide business-related lessons. For example, some apps include modules on how to negotiate, how to write formal emails, or how to handle customer inquiries in English. This targeted practice aligns perfectly with your career needs.
No doubt about it. Also, if possible, find a mentor or language partner within your company. Maybe there's a colleague who speaks English fluently. Ask them for quick feedback on your presentations or emails. Sometimes a little guidance can boost your confidence and refine your language usage.
Precisely. Another angle is to stay updated with global business news, which offers fresh vocabulary each day. You're spot on that reading articles about market trends, mergers, or new technologies can expand your business English, highlight new terms, then look them up and practice using them.
Exactly. Let's not forget about practicing with real tasks. For instance, if you have an upcoming presentation, draft it in English first. Or, if you're sending product updates, try writing them in English. This practical application is where you truly strengthen your business communication skills.
Absolutely. Sometimes it's also good to review common business idioms like touch base, bottom line, or think outside the box. These phrases come up a lot in meetings. Learning them helps you understand and contribute more effectively to conversations with international colleagues.
Indeed, also consider cultural factors. You see, business English isn't just grammar and vocabulary. It includes polite ways to disagree, to make requests, or to give feedback. Understanding business etiquette across cultures can prevent misunderstandings and show respect, which is vital for successful collaborations.
That's right. Basically, small things like saying, "Could you please clarify?" instead of "What do you mean?" can make a big difference. People appreciate respectful communication. So whether you're emailing a client or discussing deals, these subtle differences in language can shape a more positive outcome.
Couldn't agree more. Another pointer is to consider time zones and schedules when working with global teams. Sending messages at respectful hours and recognizing holidays in other countries shows empathy and fosters good rapport. Even these logistical details are part of effective business English usage.
You're spot on. Let's summarize. Immerse yourself. Set measurable goals, practice regularly, use apps or communities, learn cultural nuances, and be mindful of global etiquette. Indeed, these tips will help you not just learn English, but master the nuances needed for business success.
All right, let's explore 5 key expressions from our practical tips section. The first one is immerse yourself. It means to involve yourself completely in an activity. For example, I immerse myself in English content by reading business articles and watching interviews every day.
Precisely. The second phrase is set measurable goals. This means defining objectives you can track, like, I will improve my TOEIC score by 100 points in 3 months. Having a clear target keeps you motivated and shows you how much you've progressed.
Exactly. Next is shadowing, which involves repeating speech right after a speaker. For example, you listen to a short business podcast and immediately mimic the speaker's words and intonation. This method helps improve your pronunciation, rhythm, and confidence in spoken English.
Absolutely. The fourth expression is business etiquette. It refers to the proper conduct or acceptable behavior within professional settings. Basically, it includes polite language, punctuality, and respect for cultural differences. For instance, understanding local business etiquette can help you form better partnerships with international clients.
Indeed, finally, cultural nuances are the subtle differences in customs or communication styles among various cultures. For example, in some places, direct eye contact is crucial, while in others, it might be seen as aggressive. You nailed it. Being aware of these nuances can avoid misunderstandings.
Couldn't agree more. When you combine these 5 expressions, immerse yourself, set measurable goals, shadowing, business etiquette, and cultural nuances, you'll have a strong foundation. They address how to learn consistently, communicate effectively, and respect global differences in a professional environment.
Absolutely. Let me see. One quick tip is to create flashcards for each phrase. For shadowing, you could write a definition and an example sentence, review them every day. Basically, spaced repetition is super helpful for turning new vocabulary into long-term knowledge.
Precisely. And if possible, practice with a friend or colleague. You're spot on that saying these words aloud and getting feedback is invaluable. This helps you confirm correct usage, refine pronunciation, and become more comfortable bringing these expressions into real conversations.
Totally. So that's English Lesson 2. We covered 5 new terms or phrases, plus tips on how to practice them daily. Remember, consistent usage and practical application are key to mastering business English. Let's keep moving forward to wrap up our podcast.
Indeed. Keep reviewing these words, keep practicing, and don't hesitate to revisit the previous sections if needed. Over time, you'll see how these expressions become second nature in your professional communication. That's exactly how I see it, and it's a powerful step toward global success.
All right, let's wrap up today's podcast. We discussed why learning English is key for business success, focusing on how it expands job opportunities, boosts global connections, and increases earning potential. Indeed, English has become the core language of international commerce.
Yes, and we shared practical tips, like immersing yourself in English media, setting measurable goals, and respecting business etiquette. We also taught vocabulary, including game changer, shadowing, and cultural nuances to give you tools for effective communication. Couldn't agree more that practice is everything.
Exactly. Remember to apply these strategies in real situations, whether you're pitching ideas, writing proposals, or collaborating online. Reviewing the words and phrases from our English lessons will help you gain confidence in every aspect of your business interactions.
Totally. We hope this podcast motivates you to keep learning and refining your skills. You're spot on that English opens many doors in today's global economy. Feel free to revisit any segment or leave your comments if you have questions or additional insights.
That's right. We're grateful you joined us on the Business English Podcast. Go ahead and like this episode if it helped you. And don't forget to subscribe. We look forward to hearing your feedback and experiences. Let's continue growing our skills together.
Indeed, wishing you all the best in your English journey. Keep practicing, keep exploring, and soon you'll find yourself communicating more effectively in business settings worldwide. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.